Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I would love to have you subscribe, like, comment, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. So today's video is going to be my very first group collab, and I am so excited. Laurie Latimer, also known as SisFantastic, she is another creator here on this platform. She got a hold of me a couple of weeks ago on Instagram, and she said, I am planning a group collab. Would you like to be a part of it? And before I even knew what the theme was, I was like, yes, Laurie, I would love to do that. Now, Laurie and I have collabed together before. We did a hiking scenery look collab, and it was so much fun to do that. I just love her. She is wonderful. And the theme to this group collab is rocker chick. And I am so excited because I have been a rocker chick fan since I was probably, what, in the 5th grade, around 10 years old. And I was trying to think of who I would want to create a look based on. You know, there's a lot of awesome rocker chicks back in the 80s, but I finally settled on Pat Benatar. Now, Pat is one of my favorite musicians, favorite singers of all time. She was really popular like in the 80s and maybe even early 90s. And in the 6th grade, I cut all of my hair off to look just like her. She had this really cute kind of shaggy short haircut, and it did not look very cute on me, but I wanted to be her so badly, and I still do. So yes, I had to choose Pat Benatar. Now, this is a very 80s look. We have full blue eyeshadow on the lids, we have very bright pink cheeks, and we have kind of a pinkish red lipstick, and I cannot wait to try to recreate this look. Now, what palette am I going to be using? I'm going to be using the Dallas Mavericks palette from Colourpop. This shade right here, this is called Pegasus City. It's this beautiful blue shimmer, and then I wanted to use this shade here called, let's see, Victory Park. It's kind of this really pretty silver shimmer, just maybe a little bit on the inner part of the lid, and I want to use this shade here called AAC in the inner corner, and then I might even use this shade here. This is called the Hanger, maybe kind of just to blend things out or in my transition area. I wanted to give Pat kind of an updated look. You know, why not? I think she deserves it. And I have never used this palette before. I got this palette along with the Boston Celtics palette. I have used that one before and I love it. So I'm really hoping that I like the formula of this palette too. Now, there are 18 of us in this group collab, including myself, and I have a list of all the names of the people that will be creating looks in this collab today, and I will have all of their channels linked in my description box, and we are kind of separated into groups, and the group leader is going to be making playlists, so, you know, you guys can access that as well. I don't know exactly how this works. I'm assuming that I will get the playlist and can put that in my description box, but either way, I'm going to have everyone, like I said, listed in the description box, so please go check out their videos. I cannot wait. We've got people that are going all in, wigs, clothes, everything. It's going to be so awesome. I am so excited to watch all of these videos. So the people that are taking part in this group collab are Mary, Laurie, Becky, Connie, Gloria, Kim, Jennifer, Shannon, Bonnie, Crystal, Pat, Tracey, Sabrina, Alice, Christine, Jamie, Julie, and myself. And I'm subscribed to all of these women. Most of them I was subscribed to before we planned the group collab, and then I instantly went and subscribed to the others that I was not subscribed to. And they are just awesome, amazing women. And this is gonna be an absolute blast. So if you guys are interested to see my look come together based on this image that I chose of Pat Benatar using the Colourpop Dallas Mavericks palette for my rocker chick group collab, then please sit back, relax, and let's get started. All right, let's get started with this rocker chick collab video. Yeah. I'm going to be using the Colourpop Dallas Mavericks palette to recreate Pat Benatar's look in the image that I chose. Now, I do have my base products on. I do have this eyelid primed in the Louise Eyeshadow Base in Rumour 01 and my brows are done. So let's get started. Now, I do have the air conditioner on. It's a little warm, kind of muggy outside. And if I don't have that on, I'm going to sweat myself into a mess here. Then nobody needs to see that. I don't even want to see it. So you might hear the air kick on and off, and I apologize, but the alternative is not going to be pretty. Okay, I'm going to start off with this shade here called the Hanger, and I'm going to put that in my transition area. Now, you're probably not going to really see this much, but I just kind of wanted to give it a little bit of something in the transition area just to kind of help those shimmers kind of blend in a little bit better, or just have a little base to kind of pop from, I guess. I don't know, that's my logic anyway. I did a little bit of research on Pat Benatar before I sat down to film here, and she is 69 years old, which shocks me. I don't know why, because, you know, I was what, probably 8, 9, 10 when I first started listening to her. And she was an adult by then, of course. But I don't know, it's just so weird, like when you are a fan of someone when you're young and they seem, you know, adult, but they're younger adults. I don't know, it's just kind of a weird thing. Like, I'm aging, so I don't know why I don't think anybody else is, but I just was like, she's 69. She's gorgeous. She looks amazing. She always has looked amazing. And this is a nice matte, you know? I mean, I think it does a pretty good job of showing up, actually. I wasn't sure what was going to happen there, but yeah, I like it. I love Colourpop palettes. They're amazing. Now I'm going to go into this shade here. This is called Pegasus City, and put it in my outer V, kind of bring it across the lid quite a ways. And I do have a little bit of a cheat sheet here about facts of Pat Benatar. And she has 2 multi-platinum albums, 5 platinum albums, and she has 15 Billboard Top 40 singles, and has sold 35 million albums worldwide. Geez, she's amazing. And I can remember the very first time I saw the video Love is a Battlefield. My husband and I actually watched that, a couple of weekends ago, right after I found out I was going to be doing this collab. He's like, oh my gosh, we got to watch some of her videos then. Like, okay. And that video is hysterical. She is like this total, ooh, that's really pretty. Yeah. Ooh, very nice. Now this is kind of a matte, actually. I thought it was going to be a shimmer. It's kind of a matte that has the sparkles on it that don't really show up that much. But I think what I'm going to do is just pat this on rather than blend it a bunch. Just kind of pat it on just so that I get full color payoff here. But in that video, Pat Benatar is like this, I don't know what she is exactly, like a dancer, I guess. And she and all of her friends, like she's on a bus, and she and all of her friends, they like meet up outside of this bar, and they go in and they like dance battle this dude that's obviously a jerk, and kind of looks like a gigolo, you know, like a ladies man, but not a nice ladies man. And they like shimmy and like get right in his face, and they're like, yeah, we're tough. And then they like go out in the street and they dance together to Love is a Battlefield. And then at the very end, like the sun's coming out and they like hug each other goodbye and I'll see you later, and like fist bump, and it's so great. And then she gets back on the bus, and that's the end of the video. And I just love that video now just as much as I did when I was a kid and saw it for the first time. There was just something about her that I just loved. I just thought she was like tough yet beautiful, and I love her voice, and I just think she's amazing. So yeah, when this opportunity came around, at first, well, okay, I'm gonna be honest. At first I was gonna choose Joan Jett because I love her too. She is just amazing. And then, I don't know, Pat just popped into my head and I just went with Pat. All right, I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of tone that down just a touch with the hanger shade again with my AliExpress brush, and just kind of go around a little bit towards the outside edge there, just to, I don't know, make it look a little bit more blended. And I also love the song Invincible that she sings. That's such a great song. And that was in the movie The Legend of Billie Jean. I don't know if any of you remember that movie. I mean, if you're young, you're not even going to know that it exists. I think it came out when I was like in the 5th or 6th grade, maybe 7th grade. And it's Helen Slater and Christian Slater. They are not related. I always thought they were like brother and sister, but they're not, no relation at all. And she ends up like kind of becoming this like vigilante, and they go, I think, like across the whole country, just her and like a handful of her friends. It's so great. And that Pat Benatar song Invincible is like the theme song of that movie. And I really like how that looks. This is very blue, very 80s, I think. Now I'm gonna go into this shade here called Victory Park with my Jessup Cream shader brush and put this towards the front part of my lid. Maybe tap off a little bit. I got a little much on there. Now I know in the image that I chose of Pat, she does not have a silver shimmer on the lid, but I just wanted to give her a little 2022 update. You know, why not? And I'm gonna put this towards the front part here. Ooh, yeah, that is gorgeous. The song We Belong, I love of hers. It's a love song, and it reminds me of my husband. It's kind of one of our songs to each other. I remember when Paul and I first started dating, we would send each other love songs off YouTube all the time, like videos of love songs to each other. And, we were kind of sappy, but it was really fun. I miss those days. He still does that every once in a while. He'll surprise me with a love song off of YouTube. It's so cute. I'm just going to kind of tone this down just a little bit because I kind of have a little bit of a harsh edge that I don't like. I'm going to take that away just a little bit there. And then the song Hit Me With Your Best Shot. I mean, that was amazing too. I remember my mom used to do like jazzercise to Hit Me With Your Best Shot. I mean, her songs were just Like they were great to listen to, but they also made you feel tough when you sang them, you know? She just kind of had that vibe to her, that kind of tough yet gorgeous, sexy vibe, you know? You didn't want to mess with her, but you also like wanted to be her best friend. I think I'm going to take my finger and just kind of mush that together a little bit better there. I just don't want it to be too harsh right there. But I really like that silver shimmer. That's really pretty. Now I'm going to do my lower waterline, and this is the Milani Stay Put Waterproof Eyeliner in the shade Keep On Sapphire. I just love the shade. It's kind of like a metallic blue, and I thought that would look nice with the eye look with the silver in the front. Why not? We'll see. Maybe it won't look good, but I hope it does. And I also love the song All Fired Up. That's a great song. I think does she play the guitar in that video or in that song? I want to say she does. I can't remember if she plays an instrument. I didn't look that up when I was like looking into all of her stats. I should have checked that out. Now I'm going to go back into Pegasus City. I'm going to put that down along the entire lower lash line here. And you know, the sparklies aren't really showing up that great. I mean, sort of. You can't see it in my camera, I'm sure, but you can kind of see the blue sparklies on the lid a little bit there. It looks really cool in the pan. I thought it would be a lot more sparkly. I thought it was a shimmer. I mean, that's really what I thought it was, because it's really sparkly in the pan. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's very sparkly. And then the song Fire and Ice was really good. Or not was, it is really good. The song Heartbreaker is really good. Let me see, I wrote a couple of other ones down. Oh, Shadows of the Night. That's a great song too. And actually the image that I chose to create this look based on, I believe that is the album cover to the album Shadows of the Night. This is a very blue 80s eye look. Yes. And I think I am going to deepen that up just a little bit. If I remember correctly, I think there was some black towards the lower lash line in that image. Use this little brush here. It's got the little kind of crystal-y things that are not crystal-y, just little heart things that kind of go up and down in the handle of the brush. Oh boy, I could spend hours staring at that. And I think I'm going to go into this dark shade. This is called Dal for Dallas Mavericks, I'm assuming. And I wanted to play the drums so bad when I was growing up. There was a boy that lived behind me growing up. His name was Darby, and he was a drummer. He ended up becoming a drummer for a Christian rock band that actually did pretty well. I can't remember the name of the band, but they were pretty successful. And during the summers when I was growing up, for, I don't know, probably pretty much all through grade school, I think into middle school, or maybe not, I can't remember. He was like 4 or 5 years older than me, so he may have been moved out and on with his life by that point. But he would bring his drum kit out into the backyard and just go to town. And I would pull out this little chair stool thing, and I would stand on it and just put my chin on the fence and just watch Darby. I just loved him. I thought he was so amazing. And I would just beg my mom, please let me have a drum kit, please. And she's like, no, I'm not having a drum kit in this house. And then when I had my children, she got my kids an electronic drum set. And then I knew why she didn't really want to have a drum set in the house, because that thing drove me berserk. And you know what I think I'm going to do too? I think I am, rather than using an eyeliner, I think I'm just going to put this on the upper lid as well. I thought that might look kind of cool. Because this is a very nicely pigmented kind of like navy blue shade. And I think that looks cool. I like that. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah. I love it when you can do that. When you can find a shadow in the palette that you can actually use as a liner. It just makes life a lot easier sometimes. You don't have to mess around with a liquid liner and getting the line just perfect. And, you know, you can kind of be a little bit more liberal with a eyeshadow as a liner, not quite so precise. And I'm going to go into this shade here. This is called AAC. I think I said that at the very beginning, I forgot. And I'm going to put this in my inner corner. And I did mention at the very beginning that when I was in the 6th grade, I really wanted to have Pat Benatar hair. And my mother was not real thrilled with me because I had hair that was like really long, like down past my butt. And I'd actually gotten it cut up to like my shoulders, I think, like in the 5th grade. But 6th grade boy, I was going to go to school with a new do. I thought it was so cool. It was going to be Pat Benatar's little sister. And I got my hair cut short, and oh boy, that was not attractive. I remember like coming to school for the first day, and some of my friends were like, what'd you do to your hair? It's like, well, don't I look like Pat Benatar? Come on, you guys, lie to me, please. But yeah, I never did that again. Well, that's not true. I actually did cut my hair pretty short when Sydney was a baby. Which you should never do that. You should never do like a huge big change right after you've had a baby or when you're pregnant, because you know, your emotions are your hormones are a little off. And I remember the lady saying, are you sure you want to cut off all your hair? You just had a baby. I don't think that's a good idea. And I was like, yes, I do. Please cut all my hair off. and it was the worst decision of my life. Well, okay, maybe not the worst, but close to it. I wanted to look like Sharon Stone. She had that really cute, short, spiky hairdo. I did not end up with a Sharon Stone hairdo at all. No, it's awful. And this is a really nice shade. I'm digging this. This is really pretty. All right, so I am pretty much done with this eye look. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna do the other eye, find a nice bright pink blush and some reddish pink lipstick, and I'll be right back to show you how Pat Benatar came together. Yeah. I am back. This is the finished look, and I think I did a pretty decent job of recreating the Pat look. It's a little bit different than hers, obviously. Like I said, I wanted to give it like a 2022 kick to it. And I probably should have just stuck to like an all matte blue shadow on the lid and just, you know, really kept it 80s Pat. But I don't know. I just thought it'd be really fun to jazz it up a little bit and also use an eyeshadow palette that I had not used yet. So let me go over a few things that I used on my finished look quickly, and then we can talk about the eyeshadow palette. For my mascara, I used the Berry M Feature Length Mascara that my friend Linda from Instagram, she sent this to me from Sweden. And I just love the wand. I love the formula. I love the packaging. This is an amazing mascara. For my cheeks, I use the Maybe Cosmetics Take the Risk or Lose the Chance blush. And this is a beautifully pigmented blush. I love this. I've had this for quite a while. It's kind of a mess, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna like make a dip in it. Maybe a teeny tiny little bit, but not much. This, you need just a teeny tiny bit of this and it goes a long way. And I just thought this would match the color of the blush that she used in that image the best out of all of the blushes that I have in my collection. This is a gorgeous little blush. It was very affordable, if I remember correctly. Maybe Cosmetics, wonderful brand. Don't hear very much about this brand on YouTube, but I'm really happy with this blush. It is amazing. And for my lips, I used a combination of two things. I used the Colourpop Lippy Stick in the shade Jam Sesh for the red component. And then I grabbed this as well. This is the Give Them Lala Beauty liquid lipstick in the shade Wifey. I just thought this would be nice to add a little bit of a pink edge to it as well. I don't know how well you can see this at all because this is a very overpowering lip color, but I do think it made it a little bit pinker in nature. These are both really, really nice liquid lipstick. Got this in a boxy charm, and this is a wonderful lipstick as well. Now let's talk about the Dallas Mavericks palette from Colourpop. I really like these shades. This I used in my outer V kind of across the lid. This is called Pegasus City. Then I use this shade, the hanger, in my transition area. I use this shade called Victory Park in the front part of the lid. I use this shade called AAC in my inner corner, went a little ham with that. And then I use this shade called Dowl as a liner on the upper and lower lash line. And I really like it. I really want to use this shade too. That is gorgeous. Kind of like a greenish blue duochrome. I want to try these two shades here. This shade, didn't use that. The only thing that I'm not super wild about is this shade right here. It looks like a shimmer, but it's a matte with a bunch of sparklies that don't really stay on the lid. And I noticed as I was putting the rest of my makeup on, like my blush and whatnot, that it's kind of losing its pigmentation a little bit. Like I had to go back over it a couple times with the brush and just kind of pack it on so that you could like really see it. And it was just, I don't know, I felt like it was like losing some of its dynamicness. And that's kind of irritating. But this shade was gorgeous, the silver shade. That shade is really pretty. This is nice. I mean, everything was nice about the palette. I think it's a good performing palette. That shade was just a little bit disappointing. Oh, before I forget, I did use the Queen Nubia Cosmetics loose highlighter in the shade Hustling Hutley. And I love this. This is gorgeous. Blingy, disco ball-y. I mean, you could see me from across the room, across the street even, across the city. You can see this. I'm telling you, it is gorgeous. I want to know if you guys think I did Pat Benatar justice with this look. This was so much fun to sit down and recreate a look based on someone that I just adore. Pat Benatar is an amazing musician, an amazing singer. She was such a huge part of my early life, you know, like grade school, middle school, my adolescence. I used to just lay in my bed reading a book or writing in my diary and just belt out Pat Benatar songs at the top of my lungs. I just have a lot of really good memories of her music. So I just really felt like I had to choose her today, creating this look, because I just adore her. She's one of my biggest idols and someone that I just grew up loving, and as an adult, I still love. I still can't believe that she's 69. I think probably because I want to be in denial about how old I am. I cannot wait to watch everybody else's videos and see the looks that they're going to create. This is going to be epic. Like I said, I will have everyone else's channels linked in my description box. I really encourage you guys to go watch their videos, check them out, see what you think. And I really hope that Laurie asks me to do another group collab. This was just a blast. I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this look come together. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy day or evening to sit down and watch my video. It always means the world to me. If you have subscribed subscribed or you would like to subscribe, do not forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're aware of all of my future uploads. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video, but in the meantime, please take care of yourself, be well, safe, happy, and I hope to see you very soon. Thanks again, you guys. Take care. Bye.
Drop it.